It's the Caleb MTG Show.
Little Mana Crypt action here. What if Cube Leagues had Chandelarian team? Could be fun. Hopefully that gut wheels, huh? Pleasant until it crashes on the final boss. What timing? Yeah, that was funny. The evil demon realized that I was going to win and had to crash my computer. Had to cheat. Oh, shit, what up? Hey, Merlin86, thanks for the sub. Thanks for 50 months there. Caleb, start to an amazing weekend for all. Hell yeah, Merlin. Hey, Ectomaniac. Absolutely, still Casey. Yeah, I'm going to a metal festival tonight and tomorrow night. So, that means morning lib. I think I'm grabbing the Mind Twist. That's why I haven't changed anything. I think Barragoyf and Currency Converter are attempting to turn one Barragoyf off Mana Crypt. That could be good. So Mox Opal is not a bad follow-up to a Mana Crypt. It's really hard for me to pass a track, so... Third pick. I'm just going to grab her. Thanks for the Look Outside recommendation the other day. Been loving the crap out of the game. Yeah, we completed our Look Outside stream last night. Hit 3 different endings. Really gorgeous, really satisfying stuff. Really loved one of the endings I got. Could just take a fatal push, I guess. Lantern Hedge against Graveyard Shenanigans. Also, prevent somebody else from having it if we end up with Graveyard Shenanigans. Yeah, Look Outside was one of my favorite games to stream in recent memory. I think I'm gonna try and get it on the YouTube. Oh man. Yeah, I'm not really sure what these signals are doing. I'm gonna go with Deck Faden, I guess. I like that Flame Slash too, but if I'm even remotely serious about the deck, I should probably grab the Spire Bluff. Shadow Spirit Knight's offset to Mana Crypt. I'm gonna take Plunderer though. We're a little light on playables if we're not like playing this stuff, right? I'm sure it'll even out. Crab is a cute answer to your own Mana Crypt. Thought about grabbing the Spell Land. Little breakfast stream, yeah. Yeah, I think we'll be streaming to like 3:40 today. Currently not well set up for Force of Will. Kind of dig the Mox Diamond. I think I'm going to take the Strip Mine, though. Ooh, a Fable. Now the black cards are flowing. There's a Thundering Falls, too. I think that's actually kind of close. I really value the Surveil lands very highly. Work from home plus early stream equals no work getting done today? Oh, no. Well, they can't all be productive ones, right? That'd be unreasonable. Look at it, Ponder, Inti, and Dismember. Kind of need more early threats. I'm gonna grab that Inti. And the Trample plays well with the double strike from the champion. Awkward Pack is awkward. Late Ragavan, though. Hell yeah. So I have Ragavan very high on my list. It doesn't win as much as like a lot of 3 and 4 drops, but because it's a 1 drop, you're replacing a much worse card. Red's got like a a one-drop hole, as it were. The Chain Lightning is intuitive. Storm Chaser's Talent's an actual excellent one-drop. Kind of surprising card. Surprised me anyway. And then, like, the Nadu Splash isn't crazy. It's weird because, like, we're going to want more quality ones, but we also want this fucking Chain Lightning. Heat versus Chainsaw. With the Mishra's Bauble here, maybe Heat's better. We got, like, walkers and enchantments and stuff. Maybe this is actually a third path deck. Also makes that Bauble look better. Okay, well, several of the black cards disappeared, so I wasn't crazy. I wasn't crazy that there were other black drafters when I ditched it in pack 1. Either Spellbomb could be a board in. There's matchups where I might want Fire Blast too. Such a sick riff. Oh yeah, Creme Booty. Did you listen to Colors 2? Portnoy guests as he does a sick drum solo on there. There's like 3 different drummers that do. The first time I heard that album, I was like, what the fuck is going on? I guess I want a Mana Vault. I don't really, but it's better than these options, I think. The Mana Vault makes me kind of wish I'd grabbed that 5-mana Dragon in that last pack. I think I actually like the Jace here. Well, there's a giant-ass dragon. Sheldock, Metamorph, also interesting considerations. But because we have Mana Vault and Mana Crypt, I think we want to be able to power out some chonkers. Also, where's all the fixing, huh? Oh, speaking of chonkers. Let's see if we can live the dream. Atali into Carnosaur. We have Jace Brainstorm to set it up, too. You like the Green Strip Mine decks? Those are fun. I like the land combo stuff. I drafted a lot, but, like, I can't draft the same thing every time, right? I'd go insane. Nico just moved to Sweden and it was raining, so they're just smoking cigarettes, listening to Pink Floyd, and watching me cube. Hell yeah. That sounds like a real pleasant-ass day. Well, speaking of accelerants, huh? The Phantasmal Image would be really nice. Like, both these cards are really good to copy. But I don't think I can pass the Grim Monolith, huh? Even the Coveted Jewel is starting to get interesting. Well, we turned into a ramp deck real fast. Borderline regretting not taking that Mox Opal. I think it would have worked out really well. Yeah, there's no way we can splash that Excavator. Seeding Song starting to look interesting. Sort of. Seeding Song never fucking works for me. No matter like how good it looks in my deck, it just like never does the thing. It's always just like rotting in my hand. Or you're like staring into your opponent's open double blue and you're staring at your Seeding Song like, okay. Well, there's a fixer. Oh man, Bloodbraid. Oh, this seems like a reasonable Urza deck though, huh? We have a few different artifact production things like Iconoclast. Yeah, that fucking works, huh? Starting to look like a deck, kinda. So in my sideboard, oh, I didn't take the Boros 3-drop. What did I take over that? There are only a few cards left. Thought I gone infinite with Basalt though. This Emrakul. Hey, the image came back. Yeah, let's jam that. Yeah, the Zerda is what I was thinking of. Yeah, the Zerda with Grim Monolith and Basalt Monolith, huh? I really like the Fable in this deck. The Storm Chaser's talent doesn't actually look very good, which is surprising. Usually that card is gas. Hard to have a blue-red deck with so few spells, but we only have 2 things for it to rebuy. And they're not very good. I might just cut it. Okay. Still a 1-drop prowess creature, so maybe it belongs. Closure in Moscow was fun to see live. Their lead singer actually streams here on Twitch. I've had the pleasure of rating him a couple of times. Real interesting sense of humor. His username on here used to be Wet for Jesus. And then Twitch, for some reason, Twitch made him change it. So now he's known as Wetty. So this would be 10 red and 7 blue. I kind of want 8 blue with the Urza. 9 red doesn't feel like enough. Let's do 41. Just way too many fucking mana sources. Perfect. Absolutely crushed it. One issue with my deck here, and it's a pretty big issue, is that we've got like almost nothing in terms of actual interaction. that's kind of a real issue. I think I'm going to be drinking a lot of energy drinks the next couple. It's annoying. Mox are so good. I think an on-color Mox is actually like better than a Soul Ring in most decks. Believe it or not. In the current cube. I could trade my Mana Malt for this Liliana. I think I'm going to do that. Because I think that Liliana just eats my nuts for breakfast if I don't. Yeah, I like my nuts. How miserable would a Snuff Out have been there? Just Time Walk plus 2 for 1. Oh man, we got some Elder on this playlist. Fucking love Elder. I need to see them live again. Every time I see them live, I like love their live show more. It just has been the most growing on me band of all time. Ooh, Spirebluff Canal. Just in time to be untapped. Opponent's only got 2 cards in hand. Who knows? Maybe this Lantern's live. Maybe they got some duds. Hull Breacher. That I do not like seeing. Your time of the day, Caleb. You know it, Neo Bubbles. Euro-friendly Caleb. Speaking of European, so I got my the emote coloring. I ordered like 10 static emotes. And the artist I got, fucking phenomenal. Really exciting stuff. The one thing that I asked her to make edits on, though, was my tea emote. Because she's British. And so, like, the tea that she colored looked like hot chocolate to me. Because they put, like, milk in their tea and stuff. And it gives it this, like, brown color. And some people in the States have milk with their tea, and their tea ends up looking like that, but I don't. And she recolored it and looks fucking awesome. Really excited about that. Currently, she's just working on some texture, or some shading. And then I'll be able to plug those in. And then I'm going to immediately order another crop of emotes. Gonna get some fancy animated emotes. The one of those that I'm the most excited about is Sir Barrington breathing fire. No, my things! My beautiful things! Early Caleb, you know it, Zephin. Good morning, good morning. Unless they've got a mana drain in hand, I don't know what they're thinking about here. Yeah. What would Sir Barrington's color identity be on a magic card? Ooh. Probably Abzan, huh? Because he's a knight, and I think most knights in Magic are black and white. I can't leave the lantern up. I'm gonna run out of Man Crypt. Oh. We got some triggers here. I win! I'm the winner! Well, my lack of removal didn't punish me. Simply played haymakers until I won. Perfect. Yeah, when I grabbed that Emrakul, I was like thinking there was a chance the Shelldock Isle might wheel, and then maybe I found another way of setting up the Atali, but it just didn't happen. I think I sent this back. I think this hand's too slow. It wouldn't have been too slow against what the opponent did last game, but I think it's too slow here. Hey. Now this is a hand I could see playing these cards. Four mana for a Bear Knight, 4/4 first strike trample. So first strike fits Sir Barrington's lore. I would give him the the boomer ass knights abilities. So first strike and then pro black, pro white. And then I'd have some kind of hibernation effect where he stays tapped most of the game but is still overpowered. And there's the battlefield tapped. Every time another creature dies, draw a card and untap Sir Barrington. I was saying he has fire breathing. Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, that's not canon yet. We don't have that emote yet. The Sir Barrington card might change. Oh, I don't hate that out with a knee. That's clever. If you don't untap him, you get to Vamp Tutor every turn. Ferk says the beauty of gardening is you have to get up early in the summer to get things done. Good morning. Yeah, it gets a little hot out, huh? Good luck with your gardening, Ferk. My monkey. Are they just playing a Ragavan? Huh. Okay. I was going to image the Dothy. You have a pound of blueberries to pick, but the mosquitoes are too much to get out there. Oh. You don't like bug spray? The mosquitoes don't bother me too much. I think, like, I looked it up and, like, at a certain point, like, you stop getting welts and stuff. Like, you have, like, an inverse tolerance to mosquito bites. That's why I grew up in the country, and, no, my Dracosaur. At least I can't play it, though. But my, fiance had no such luck. She grew up in more southern states. And when we started going on walks, we started using bug spray more and more. That made it a lot more pleasant. They do prefer certain blood types over others, yeah. But I'm a big sweaty guy, so they were typically attracted to me. The most annoying thing about them is buzzing when you're trying to sleep. Oh yeah, yeah. If you get a fucking mosquito in your tent, couldn't be up all night, or a couple in your house, just the worst. Your work clothes are doused in repellent, does the trick, right? Yeah, that stuff works. I was kind of surprised they cashed in Voidwalker for Ragavan. You heard mosquitoes love ankles because of stinky feet. Interesting. I always thought they attacked ankles just because that was like a place they could get at. The gap between your... Okay, okay. The rare fizzled Kulligan's command because we removed both targets. Yeah, this is starting to look kind of bad, Liliana Edict primed. Let me get him back here. All right, on the plate for game 3, we got this one. You did a summer gig with a professor that specialized in mosquitoes, was investigating their aquatic stage. Apparently some species of mosquito eat their relatives at that point in the life cycle. Oh, sure. Yeah, interesting how common that is in the bug world. Are Moxen good cards? You couldn't tell with that game. Yeah, I was kind of surprised we came back to win that first game, but they did nothing for a bunch of turns that first game. Gave us some time. And we just like happened to have a draw that could deal with Liliana that game. I guess this Rampaging Raptor might match up pretty well against it. Yeah, we have a few random hasters. We'll see. We'll see about this game 3. Dak Faden seems like a great one versus all those Moxen. That could line up well too. Yeah, I think we have a few potential good draws. So they are reanimators, so it's like always tempting to keep a hand with Lantern. Like we did see Corpse Dance in their hand that last game. The issue is the one land here, right? I mean, we want to keep it, but we can't. Okay, okay. I'm actually going to keep this and bin the Plunderer. Both the last couple of games, they let out an early threat to Voidwalker or the Emperor Bones. So I'm going to keep my one removal spell here, and my Miscalc and my deck, and hopefully I'll just get to kill a thing, Miscalc a thing, deck steal a thing. Oh, well. I guess maybe not. Hell yeah, no lava. So Deep Cavern Bat has the new wording where it's all one paragraph. If it was the old wording, if the ability was split into 2, it would have a comes into play trigger and a leaves play trigger, and then killing it on the stack would mean that your card would get exiled permanently. But since it's one paragraph, we can just kill it, and they won't get a thing. Pretty happy to see that Mox Jet, huh? Dak was a top 50 card in 2018. I had it as my like number 50 recently, actually. Like the last top 50 I did. I just like kept on losing to Dak over and over again, and then I started putting it in more decks, and it's like still winning me a bunch of games. I was like, all right, well, can't argue with the numbers, I guess. Is the new way the intended interaction? Yeah. The old way was like kind of tricky and like unintuitive for newer players and stuff. People would like kill one with like a Mesmeric Fiend with a trigger on the stack and then get destroyed. So they want Magic to be more intuitive. They want it to be more accessible to new players. Interesting. You like the old interaction with blinks? Sure, yeah, or sack outlets. It was pretty cool. Got to feel real clever. You feel like when you play this new cube, you lose way more than the previous cube. So I think the amount that a limited environment changes, even when they're only switching out like 10, 15 cards, is a lot more than people realize. I realized that, what was it? It was like Shadows over Innistrad Remastered or whatever that came out on Arena. I played all 3 weeks, and I played heavily all 3 weeks. One of those weeks, though, I hit number 1 in the world, like on Arena, on the Arena ranked ladder, and I just like held it for a day and a half, and then the format shifted, and they swapped out like 10 cards with their like bonus sheet or whatever, and then I was still doing well, but I was like no longer winning that much. You know, I was no longer like ranked number 1 in the world and stuff. I was back to being in like the top 200 or whatever, and I thought that was really interesting. I like just changing a few cards drastically changed my win rate. I guess once you're up at that spot, like, drastic is maybe the wrong word. Slightly changes my win rate. More than you'd expect. Oh, that could be real sexy. Let's get an attack in here. How people draft also changes over time. Yeah, usually like not that drastically in between vintage cubes, but you're right, you're not wrong. You love the Boomer Cube? I love that Boomer Cube too. They said that they're not going to have it back this year, but I hope they bring it back sometime. That would really make me happy. I really enjoyed its gameplay. And it's pleasant to have games that don't just like, you don't just fucking die, you know? It's not just shit stomps back and forth. Alright, well, we got a little bit of a board here. Should I be activating deck? I don't know. So one thing about activating deck when we're not getting any value out of it is that they do play reanimation effects. So like if I accidentally had to loot a Tolly or whatever, it'd be kind of a bummer here. Like they may be able to reanimate it and kill me. So I'm just not going to activate it. They also play Hull Reacher, so maybe you like loot and they just destroy you. Who knows? And you're running that risk so you can gain 1 loyalty point. Oh, this fucking track. Hot diggity, we won the match. This track is making me want more caffeine. I just drank an energy drink. I should probably not have another one. Kind of want another one. Maybe I'll go get some tea. I'll go get some iced tea. That's a good middle ground. Round 2, fight. Yeah, my brain just has to fucking reorient itself. Okay, so these cards are a little better. I think I'm gonna lead on the basic mountain so I don't get wastelanded here. Well, yeah, I don't know. Don't you dare. Okay. Now we got an interesting question, right? Do we strip mine the Sheldock Isle or the Augrotten Triome there? We had the Triome. Seems like they've got a lot of colors going on. Bone Horde. Modern rules magic with modern day cards. Yeah, the Chandelar version I have is like a weird mixture. There's no mana burn, but well, they have actual all the colors, Yeah, there's no mana burn, but it uses it still uses like batches instead of things using the stack. So the actual OG rules in some ways. Trampling. Well, block makes sense if they have a balance. An anti, yeah. I mean, the current rules have can handle anti as well, right? Anti makes a lot of sense in a single-player game. Yeah, I mean, so Richard Garfield's reasoning behind anti was actually kind of ingenious. He didn't expect Magic to get to the point where like everybody can just like buy the cards and everybody can just have like constructed decks with a bunch of 4-ofs and stuff. He was expecting everybody to buy like a starter deck and a couple of boosters and basically be playing glorified sealed decks against each other. So his reasoning for ante was like if somebody opens like a sick card, like a Black Lotus or whatever, and they're dominating their play group, there's a chance that that Black Lotus will shift collections because of ante, and then somebody else will have a turn getting to win and stuff. So he wasn't expecting the cards to have this like huge secondary market value. That's like a very difficult thing to predict, right? Kind of cool. You think ante has a rich get richer effect? Sort of. When I first started playing 255 color, my friend wouldn't play with me because he had duels in his deck, and my deck was all like uncommons and stuff, but it was still competitive. like it had a bunch of counters and card advantage, draw spells and shit. He was just like absolutely not. Yeah, I always had darned of a time getting people to play me for ante in, in my play area. I was so thirsty for high stakes Magic and a real competitive bent, but grew up in kind of the middle of nowhere. When I was in middle school, sometimes we would all pile into a van and drive to Duluth, Minnesota to play Legacy F&M. And that was like almost a 2-hour drive. That's how like starved we were for tournaments and stuff. Very fun stuff. And with those being my only ranked matches, my only sanctioned matches, I got my rating high enough to get a buy at Grand Prix, which I was like really proud of, right? Because it's just playing Legacy F&M like once a month for like a summer or two. And I played my first Grand Prix, and I was like super proud of my single buy, right? And there were other people in line talking, and they like asked me how many buys I had, and I was like, just one, and they're like, oh, bummer. And I was like, I was all stoked about my single buy. I'm like, you don't realize how hard it was to get this. Not all of us get to PTQ every weekend. I'll never fucking forget that tournament. I didn't day 2. I lost on the bubble for day 2, but then I top 8'd the PTQ the next day and had a really good time, and it just got like kind of cemented. And then I got to like meet a few, like I got to do a shitload of trading between rounds, and that was awesome. And I got to meet people that I'd only known online, which was very exciting for me because I was like living online a little bit too much and then like a little under socialized. Hey, Gabath, thanks for the sub. Thanks for 21 months there. What was my deck for my first top 8? Machine Head. I developed a Brew black-red discard deck for the old extended meta. The extended meta was like Reanimator. There was a little bit of Affinity. The deck to beat was probably Scepter Chant, where you put Orm's Chant under an Isochron Scepter. And then there were like a shitload of combo decks. Like Infinite Life, Cephalid Breakfast. These were all decks in this format. Macy Rock was around, a Pernicious Deed deck. Anyway, so I developed a deck that was like 4 Duress, 4 Cabal Therapy, 4 Mesmeric Fiend. And I would just like shred the Scepter Chant player's hand and then beat down with shitters. And that worked like really well. Like over the weekend, I played against Scepter Chant like 4 times. Some pretty strong players too, and beat them all. But I did lose to Macy Rock on both days. I lost to Macy Rock in the GP, and then I lost to it in the top 8 against Alan Wu. So I'm a strong player there too. If they're not spell piercing Mana Crypt, they're probably not spell piercing Fable. Oh shit! What up? Hey, W. Shiniver, thanks for the sub. Thanks for sharing the Prime there. Yeah, my threat base was like quad Carnophage, quad Mog Fanatic, and damage still stacked, so it was still Mog Fantastic. And then I had Reanimates, mostly hit the opponent's creatures, but they could always reanimate my creatures in a pinch. The Reanimates like gave me like more Death Trick Ball therapy too. I was playing Gitu Slingers. That was probably the wildest card in the list. Also a good one to Tactical Ball Therapy, right? Like play it, kill your fucking Exalted Angel more, flashback Ball Therapy, get another card. Next turn, like reanimate, you know, whatever. Just add it up. And then I had Siege Gang Commander as my main WinCon threat on the top end. Let's actually loot the heat. Love you some extended back in the day. Good times. Yeah, yeah. It was really sad when they halved extended. And it just kind of killed the format. That was a fun format for a long time. Like, some were certainly better than others, but... These loots have been awesome. And now we just, like, have miscalc up while we're super ahead on board. Don't hate that. I feel like the strip mine's been, like, really backbreaking both games. They're jumping with Haywire Might again, just like game one. Feels good. You played Destructive Flow Rock. I remember that. I've tried to make Destructive Flow work in pre-modern. A lot of people are playing duels and stuff. There's just a lot of disenchants running around in pre-modern. For those not familiar, Destructive Flow is like a Jund enchantment, just Jund colors enchantment. And at the beginning of everybody's upkeep, they have to sacrifice a non-basic. Yeah, they're so dead. We had to dash Death Greeter's champion and then copy it with Reflection here. It's gonna be so much fucking damage. LED. Okay. Are we echoing? I win. Well, that was brutally fast, huh? We got ourselves a finals. Not bad. From Shivan Dragon to Trumpeting Carnosaur. Let's give it a Malm. Sure. We already played against one Reanimator player, so I'm going to bin the Lantern. Your son's Dino stage was devastatingly short. He moved on to giant squids of all things. The only thing that dampened my love of dinosaurs was spending like 4 years on them in public school. It was kind of brutal. Like, even as a small child, I felt like my time was getting wasted to have a dinosaur section for so many years. I did, like, switch schools for one of them, so, like, they might have... I might actually loot away this Jace. Might just not be good here. I don't think this attack's any good. I'm just like trading for fear. Well, whatever. Yeah, I like the double block. Don't like the attack. Giant squids are sweet though. Did you watch 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea with him? It's so wild that that book was written before before submarines were invented and before anyone had like seen a giant squid, right? If I'm remembering correctly. I think it was just like absurdly ahead of its time. I watched that movie when I was younger, and I don't remember most of it, but I do remember the giant squid wrapping its tentacles around the fucking underwater dirigible. Their mana colors are terrifying to me. They're like counters and removal and good threats. Just saw a Discovery show about them or something. Sweet. That's a sick ass hobby though, out with the knee. Oh no. This is kind of a brutal punish. Like if I just run out ET and they Palace Jailer it, then the dinosaur gets it back real easy. I do have other haste creatures, but that's like the best one for smacking through a Palace Jailer. And they still have that colonnade there, and my life total's ticking downwards. Not looking good, folks. I was kind of hoping I might draw a Trumpeting Carnosaur here. Let's see what you find, meme. Okay, well. This one might be getting boarded out. As good as Dak was earlier. It might be getting boarded out here. Yeah, I'll do this. You look stuff up together. Love that. That's so cool. Yeah, encouraging curiosity and research at a young age is just really fucking important, I think. Hashtag Caleb Opinions. I love looking stuff up. Just fucking being like, I wonder where how that works or what that is, and then I end up like going on a deep dive, and I'm like reading articles and like checking the sources and shit. Oh man, we're short. Oh shit, what up? Hi, Resin Monger. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the 18 months. They appreciate it. You think you should just tell kids to look up answers on ChatGPT? Yeah, anytime they ask you a question, just hand them ChatGPT. I saw a thread on Blue Sky today about website owners actually complaining about the AI crawl. So there's a bunch of AI scrapers just scraping the whole internet for everything, for like images and shit. And apparently a bunch of like sources, databases like Wikimedia, for example, are just having to pay out their ass because there's like they are in some degree financially responsible for the traffic that hits the server. So these AI scrapers that are just like stealing their shit, you know, just like going through the whole internet, like lifting content and stuff, are actually harming the people that are making the internet good. It's like a huge detriment to all of society. And that's a huge fucking bummer. It's just the worst. I might not have a sideboard card for this Dak. Yeah, maybe Dak's staying in. Storm Chaser's talent. I don't love it. We like literally did not see an artifact though. Like the Lantern's kind of bad too. God, off-color figure. Fire Blast. We playing Fire Blast? I don't want him. Hey, if I turn one Dashavan, I can turn two the Jace, which I kind of dig. But if I turn one play the Ragavan and they play a blocker, then I can turn two Death Greeters champion it. That'd be kind of sick. With them going Plains Pass, I'm actually just going to do this. This is a sick ass turn because the Ragavan hits and I still get to hold a miscalc. Yeah, seems hard to come back from. We will have game 3 on the draw. Is the the only downside. I wish I had like one more fucking removal spell to board in, You love the old Coheed tunes. Yeah, they're charming, aren't they? Have a real nice emotion to them. I'm sorry for laughing, Big Oofta. The seething song calls to me. It never works. This pile's 2-0. It is, yeah. We've had some good draws. Now we're game 3 on the draw, though. They've got turn 1 Mother of Runes. Maybe I should have been mulling, looking for Mana Crypt. Maybe. I thought turn 2 Miscalc was like slightly better than my average. Just ripping land was kind of brutal, though. I'm missing their 3rd land. So I'm going to loot away the Xander's Lounge and a mountain. Smooth this out a little bit. We attack, they block and get protection. It doesn't have like trample or anything, so we're just going to pass. We're not going to block, but whatever. Yeah, this is like how tech works, right, Gelato Squid? Like the .com boom and all that. Like they just do the same thing every few years because they need to hype things up to try and get investors. Could pass here, try to do the block, and then Carnosaur thing. It doesn't work, though, because it comes a 5-4, right? Let's just get Fable down and hope that that's good. Not a crazy turn to chump. I kind of dig playing this Carnosaur, though, instead of the Dracosar. Yeah, fuck it. Iconoclast spits out colorless tokens. That's kind of sick. Yeah, that's interesting. I need to play my island first for the Urza. So I have another red source here, and then I can play the 3rd path in the heat. Fuck Guess I'll just jam 3rd path. Just getting fucking abyssed. What are we popping? Reflection makes sense. If I get spell pierced, I'm gonna be so mad. Oh, I'll be able to pay for it because I got the Urza and the token. Cute. One red, tap your Mother of Runes. Wish I still had that Saga around, huh? Is an Abyss non-artifact? Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. It also targets. So if you have like a Shroud creature, or I think Mother of Runes can break it too. Well, it's a little less scary now. Oh. Yeah, the trophy. The trophy into next draft. Perfect. Fucking perfect. Yeah, I didn't expect that deck to trophy, but we had like a mana crypt and some other fast mana. Worked out, huh? Fucking worked out. Draws lined up well.